So guys, welcome back to the channel. This right here is Ada Wong. Now the reason I'm showing you this is for some people they may say, oh, this looks nice, right? But for a collector, you're going to notice something dramatically different a moment in this video. So when it comes to her double leg strap, the actual design of the dress itself, these weird zombie hands down here that don't make any sense, none of this stuff that you see, the strip, the coloring, is supposed to be the way that it's supposed to be. This eBay seller happened to just sell defective products on purpose. And what I mean by that is they're showing stock Google photos of one particular product, but when you receive it, it's an entirely different edition made by, I don't know, them or somebody, and this is what we're getting. And that seller is actually, it's not their first time doing this apparently. I'll have some, videos, not videos, but screenshots of other people's testimonials showing that this person purposely does this. In addition to that, they claim they'll knock certain amount of money off, or they'll return, if you return the product, they'll give you the proper one. And there have been people on eBay that done this, and guess what? They just disappear and they don't bother actually keeping their word. So for reference reasons, I'm going to show you guys the actual photos of what I was supposed to receive versus what I got. So watch this. So for reference reasons, this is what I was supposed to get. Ada has all black shoes. It's a one-leg strap. She has a strap on the arm. Design on the dress is entirely different, and the shape of her legs and her arm is more feminine, in my opinion, in the one that I was supposed to get rather than the one that I actually got. So to show you a little bit more photos, look, you can see right here. This is 2 out of 5. The design on the dress is entirely different. The gun on the hip, the armbands, double armbands to be exact. Right here, you have the stand. There's another photo, so I can show you a little bit clearer with the stand right here. If you look at her face, look at his face. It's entirely different. When I see this, even though it's a figurine, most figurines have different qualities to it depending on the seller, the creator, of the figurines. And this one you can tell is Ada's face. The one that I have is Adam. I don't know who that is. And Ada is not wearing red bottoms. The dress looks cheaper. The design is cheaper. It's just not the same quality. I'm going to show that to you guys in the next section. But before I do, look at the stand. Even the stand has the wood grain and everything on it, not some random zombie hands and some weird design like someone took their own 3D printer and made something. But again, it's really fraudulent when you sell a product knowing good and well that you're using Google stock photos or photos of another product, and the one that you actually have is not the same thing. There's no way around it. Honestly, there's no excuse. Even if the buyer says that they're selling a different edition of the product, it's eBay. We all have camera phones. You can easily show what it is that you're selling and then let the general public decide whether they want to buy it or not. But instead, the person decided to commit fraud. So I want to show you a little bit more of the figurine itself that I received. Just remember, use this for a reference point. Now that you've seen that, I want you to just take a look at the quality of the design. So you do have the gun still in the same spot. The design of the dress right here is entirely different. If you look at Ada's chest, it's entirely different right here. Granted, the gun was still separate, so I did put the gun in Ada's hands. Even if you look at her fingertips, look at that. Like, look at the coloring. It's like this chick got fingernails and then she was frostbite or something. You can tell the lack of quality. And if you look at that face, that's not Ada, that's Adam. No, but all jokes aside, I still like the figurine. My wife was super pissed, by the way. When she got this, she's like, we're going to send this back, yada, yada. I'm like, well, check the reviews, right? Because it was a surprise gift for me. And when you check the reviews, we're like, we're better off keeping this, because what will happen is that reviewer will never get our money back. Or we'll have to go through eBay to get our money back because they decided to cease all communications, which it is possible to get the money back. But it's a shame that people are willing to sell a product. Like if you look at the back of this, right? Look at the arms. You can actually see, let me zoom in a little bit right there. You can see the grooves in the arms and the lack of detail, how it looks like these parts were put together, while in the original figurine, it's like all one piece. See, if you look at some of the figurines in the back over here, like for example, let me show you. If you look at, let's use, not a Benny Morrow, but I forgot this guy's name right here from Demon Slayer. You can see that it's all one piece. If you look at Aquaman, you can see that, or Chainsaw Man, you could tell the difference in quality in some of these figurines, how they're made. My thing is, I'm not looking for perfection at all, but I do at least want the product that I paid for, you know what I mean? So granted, I am keeping this plainly because if I give this back to the seller, they're never actually going to give me the proper product because they're a scammer. And, you know, I don't know how many people have reported them, but when you look at the design of the dress versus the one that I actually had, the red bottoms, it's just not the same thing. It's a knockoff. I don't know if this was 3D printed, which, and again, I don't really care about authenticity. I just care about quality itself. So for video purposes, look at this. I want to show you something. Look at Storm. Storm is something that was ordered, I think, off of Amazon. When you look at the quality, this is how the picture looked. This is how the product actually was. When you look at this cubby right here, this is how the product actually is. If you look at Super Saiyan Goku 3, let me see if I can show you a picture of him. There you go. That's how they're supposed to look. And they actually came in their original packaging and everything. So if something was to happen, believe it or not, I would be to return it to the store, obviously. But yeah, you don't do this to customers. One thing I'll honestly say is that, you know, I hate scammers as a whole. I don't like when they sell people a product and then try to pose it as something else. The fact that this person is willing to do this just goes to show that there are some really evil people in the world that are still charging you a certain price tag. We're not debating about how much it's worth. We're not debating about how much it costs, but this is what you're doing. So anyway, let me show you some of the, I guess you could say, testimonials of what this guy did to other people. So you just kind of just write the part home that this person is in fact scamming their sellers on eBay. So I'm actually going to read you guys some of the product reviews that this guy received. Now, a lot of his positive comments may come from people that he scammed his way twice. One, by selling them a product that wasn't the actual thing that he advertised. And two, he wants positive reviews, but he doesn't actually compensate some of the people. Some he do, some he doesn't, some he makes promises. Sometimes the guy disappears. Remember, I'm from the United States. The seller is from, I believe, China or something. So it's not like they're going to receive any real damage being done because they're selling fake products, or they're just selling 3D printed or damaged products and posing it as brand new, or you know, just tell the people about the imperfections and stop lying to your customer base. Anyway, one person says, it arrived and it is not Hasbro action figure. This is a third-party ripoff using a similar aesthetics, but it's cheap. Quality of plastic is inferior to actual Marvel licensed action figures, and figure is loose and ready to break. Accessories are cheap, unfinished, and easily painted. Avoid this knockoff scam. It is clearly a counterfeit item disguised as the real thing. It did arrive quickly, however, and I'll test to that. It did arrive faster than what it was supposed to. As a matter of fact, the tracking says it didn't even get here yet, and I received it yesterday prior. This is the person right here saying, what the hell is this Spider-Man? Spider-Ma. This is mad. Fake, bro. The hell doesn't move well. Okay. It is made of low-quality plastic. It is not an original figurine, but a cheaply printed one. The paint is peeling off, and the plastic and some parts are loose. They're talking about the Spider-Man. And keep in mind, underneath, if you look at the underneath the product review, shows the actual figurine that the person ordered. But I'm going to go to a more detailed one. Here we go. The listing says box new, but the box is falling apart, and the figurine has been colored over in red ink. You can see the red ink in the photos. However, it can be misleading if you don't already know the original, actually new figurine has no red at all. The item is also missing the figurine base. Again, it is shown that it is not included in the new photo, so they're aware of that. If you're okay with a definitely pre-used item, this will suit your needs. If you're looking for something new, do not purchase this product. Now, this one seems to be more of a positive review, even though it's negative, because they understood that it was supposed to come with certain things, though the red ink and certain stuff, that's still a defect on the seller's end. The product was not original, and the accuracy of the item posted by the seller claimed to be of super high quality, which is inaccurate since there were defects, imperfections in the item I received. A discount was an option. However, the condition of the discount by the seller was predicated on positive feedback prior to any refunded discount being processed, which questions the merit of ethics, integrity, and principles in the actual situation, since buyers do consider the feedback content. Do not recommend. I got it early. It was fine, but the second I took it out of the box, brakes fell apart on the 2nd of September. You see what's going on. I want to try to speed up some of these reviews. This one right here says, bought an item, it came broken. Contacted the seller. He just offered me $10 back and $75. The product cost $75, so he's going to give you $10 back. Was the actual price of the item. Seller took forever to reply and never gave me back any of the money. So there are other testimonials that you can see right here. One says it was missing a foot. This one took 6 feet, came in a different box with Joker and Joaquin Phoenix, even though he ordered something else. The seller is a fraudulent seller. So needless to say, my wife actually responded to the seller, and here's the original comment. They say they sent it to you, Merry Christmas. Yesterday I received it, and she was pissed. She's like, hello, just received my Ada figurine and I am very disappointed. This is a fake figurine with a lot of flaws. This is horrible that you would ship this to me as it was the real thing. They respond, hello, as long as it is a product issue, I am willing to provide comprehensive after-sales service. No, you're not. I am willing to help you solve this issue or this problem. Why did you leave negative feedback directly? Because you sold us a fraudulent product. The pictures provided was not the product that you sent. You're a scam artist, but you're mad that we left negative feedback. Interesting. People always like to play the victim. It's okay if you're not satisfied with the product. I'm willing to offer you a partial refund as compensation, but I need you to change the negative feedback to positive feedback first. Is this okay? Does that sound similar to what I just said in the review where the person was trying to get some form of compensation back and the dude just dipped and disappeared? And one of the reviews, as a matter of fact, the guy actually sent back the product because he's saying he was going to replace the parts and just ceased all communication and never bothered doing anything. So he paid for the product. Maybe might have got a refund through eBay, you never know. Had to ship it back to China, which is expensive. You didn't give them the product back and you stole their money. Like it's insane what some of these sellers do. Right here, my wife responds, as soon as I received the partial payment, I read the reviews where once they changed a negative comment to positive, you disappeared. You knew you were selling a fake product, and the fact is, I've been ripped off. So naturally, we are going to contact eBay and see what they can do for us and see if they can contact the seller to get us the original product. I'm more than willing to send it back. I do like the product. And I am willing to actually take a partial refund, even though the person is fraudulent, because I do like the Ada and my wife wanted to do something nice for me for the Christmas time, the holidays. But it doesn't change the fact that if we're dealing with the seller directly, we just cannot trust them. Anyway, with that being said, you got the proof. You see it right here. If you happen to see the seller, my suggestion is to avoid them like the plague. So with that being said, this pretty much ends the video now. You guys now know, again, for anyone that collects, I don't know who's going to see this video. I don't know who needs to see this video, but hopefully you learned something today where, go through more legit means in order to get what it is that you want. Like we ordered the Shadow of the Erd Tree figurine off of eBay and so many other things, and it came out just fine. We normally use eBay and other services, mostly Amazon and stuff, on a regular basis. And sure enough, this is what that person did. Very nasty. It's a shame, parents watch out. I know there's adult collectors for children. There's adult collectors for figurines and everything. And you never know who is a scammer online. Unfortunately, I ran into one, but it is necessary to show you guys so that you don't have to go through this issue moving forward in the future. Anyway, like and subscribe like always. I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Peace.